Hey y'all. All right, y'all. We are live on Facebook. Good morning to everyone out there watching. We'll be live on air very shortly. I'm your host of Community Conversations, Quabila Jones. Um, and so, as you can see, my special guest today is Miss Jennifer Clack. She's the election. I just lost it. Oh my God! Please help. Election coordinator. Oh my goodness. Um, And so, as we know, early voting has started, and so we want to get out there and vote. We can't tell you who to vote for. We just need you to get out there and vote. you know, and so we're going to be talking about early um, voting. Shoot, totals. It's morning. It's like Friday, and my brain is like, okay. Early voting totals and some other important information that you need to know. So stay tuned. We'll be going live on air very shortly. Didn't want to get too deep into our conversation. Um, we're going to repeat this again, but please tell everyone where the voting locations are. Miss Jennifer.
We have we have our main location at 315 West Jefferson. We also are early voting at our Lake City Courthouse, which is 113 Cobean. That's Cobean in Lake City. It's just down the little shopping strip from the courthouse.
Okay. All right.
So we're
So
yeah.
we will be getting started. Can you hear me okay?
I just turned my other phone off.
Okay, yeah. Make sure I turn all my ringers off. And so, for those of you on Facebook, we'll be going live on air. So, bear with the delays. I don't want to get too deep into our conversation and leave everyone else out of the conversation and have to repeat everything 100 times. So, hope everyone out there is doing well. It's Friday. I hope you are making plans to go vote. We'll talk about the lines. I know that there have been long lines, especially for day one and day two. But um, don't let the lines deter you. Please go out and vote. Take a folding chair, whatever it takes. Take some snacks. Exercise your right to vote. So, all
Well, of
right.
course,
So
you
we
got to
got a
remember we're spacing people. Go ahead.
okay. All right. So we got about 5 seconds before we get started. So bear with us, those of you that are live on Facebook. Here we go.
So,
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday to you. You are tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Kabila Jones. My special guest today is Election Coordinator Jennifer Clack. So, good morning to you. How are you doing?
good. Thank you. Very tired, but very good. How are you?
I bet it's been a crazy couple of days with early voting. Have you had to go out to the polling sites and sit out there all day?
Oh no, I mean we check the line periodically, and I have my main concern. I want to make sure everyone out there is okay, and we try to anyone with mobility issues or that can't stand or walk, we try to get to the front of the line. So I try to go check that pretty often. But we also have signs along there. So yeah, please remember if you're bringing someone maybe elderly or has some mobility issues, we don't expect y'all to stand in line. We want you to come to that front door, and we have a special place for you to sit and get in line so you don't have to do that. So we try to take care of everybody who needs it. But remember too, we are spacing that line out, of course. So it looks longer than it is. So
Okay.
for
Okay.
sure.
So another
Don't let
thing,
it
no, let's okay. What about absentee ballot drop off? I was trying to have my son drop mine off, and he was a little confused on where to go.
Sure. So we do have the drop-off location. That's a drive-through drop-off, and that's at 209 West Washington. It's a little bank building that's right near the corner. It's the corner of Madison and Washington. You go
Okay.
in on the Washington Street entrance, and you can literally pull up to the window and you give them, let them see. They'll take your ID and your ballot, compare it, give you your ID back, and you'll be on your way. If you are bearing a ballot, of course, for somebody else, you'll have to sign a little form for us, but it's still pretty easy and quick. That way, you don't even have to get out of your car, which is wonderful. If you are dropping one off to the annex, again, we don't want you to wait in line because we do have a special drop off window for just the absentees. So just come to the person at the front door and let them know you're dropping off absentees, and they'll just get you right in. You drop it off and come right back out.
Okay.
So,
So I hope
yeah.
everyone takes advantage of that, the drive-through or the quick drop-off. So let's go ahead and get right into some totals for this week.
Yes, ma'am. So right now for Jonesboro and Lake City, up to yesterday, we're at 7,483 people voters. So we are thrilled with that number. 5,500 of those came through Jonesboro, and almost 2,000 have gone through Lake City. So we're pleased with those numbers, definitely.
Now, looking at past numbers from the last election, I guess 2 years ago,
Mhm.
I know it wasn't as big a race as presidential, as we have now with the presidential race, but looking at past totals, would you say we're on par to, is about the same, or are the numbers increased?
We're about on par from 2016, which was the
Okay.
last presidential. Now we're about today we'll hit the total from what we voted early vote of 18. So we're of a non-presidential year. But for we had this, I didn't remember that. I must have blocked it out. But we had this many in 2016 as well. So,
Okay.
but we've been getting people through. We've been really pleased.
Okay. Awesome. And so, what are some other bits of information that people need to know when going to the polls?
Absolutely. So we've been really pleased that people have been wearing masks. Of course, with the governor's order, we can require it because I will not ever turn away a voter. So, but luckily, I have not seen someone yet not wearing a mask. So those people that are concerned with that so far, we've been really pleased with that. Everyone stays safe. Of course, all of my workers are wearing either shields or masks or both. Some of them are wearing both
Okay.
the face shields and the masks, but everyone's wearing at least one of those. And there's plexiglass shields between you and your check-in person. You get a stylus when you come in the door, and that's what you use on the tablet, and that's what you use on the express vote as well. So people aren't touching screens that you're going to touch. Everyone's been touchless, and you get to take that stylus home with you. So you get a sticker
Okay.
and a stylus this year. Uh, so we've got that. Um, actually getting on the ballot itself. I don't know if everyone's aware, we have 13 presidential candidates this year on the
Yeah.
ballot. So it's a little bit of a task to get through that presidential section. But we always have, helpers here that can walk you through at least that first, getting through that long list of candidates for president. And one thing that some people have asked about that I'll cover with you is skipping skipping issues or skipping races on the ballot. So you can definitely do that. What our machines do is once you've skipped, if you didn't vote on a race, it gives you a warning screen that says, "Hey, you didn't vote on this. If you want to go back, push this button. If you want to skip and move forward, you press the next button." So it gives you that warning screen, but you can definitely, it's just to let you know, make sure you know you skipped it. So you just hit next again and it'll move you on to the next race, and you can definitely skip, because I know a lot of people, there's just some races they haven't researched yet, and they don't want to risk voting for someone they haven't researched, or some people don't want to vote on the issues because you know they just don't know what they want to do with it. So you definitely you can skip any race you want to skip. Absolutely.
I do want to let people know if you're still unsure about the issues, because those are very important issues. I'm not a political person like that, so I'm not going to dare try to explain it. But there are websites that break it down
Right.
in a more clear terms. So just look for Arkansas issues on the ballot, something, any words in that format, in that, Arkansas issues, ballot issues, Arkansas. Make sure you type in Arkansas because there are other issues in other states. And so then, and look for ones that
Yes.
actually provide a deeper explanation, not just the legalized ballot version explanation. So please research that. And also, I would like to encourage everyone, don't skip, if you can help it, don't skip a candidate, especially on the local level, because that makes a difference. Yeah.
I know a lot of people worry because the city races are nonpartisan and some dedicated to their parties, make sure. So, research your candidates, just make sure their values, like you said, they all have websites or at least a Facebook page where you can
Hmm.
research each candidate. But yeah, definitely, like I love y'all to go back and listen to the KLEK interviews. They have great interviews with all the candidates. So that's what I've been using to learn about people. Yes.
and then And then there have been other debates hosted by other, groups in town. And so those videos are available somewhere. Kelly K has been also live streaming a few. I know from the Warners Club and the Political Animals and Chamber of Commerce and things like that. So um, again, there are ways to hear from the candidates, and I'm sure they will still be willing to talk to you or email you. So you can find their phone numbers or emails on their Facebook or web pages. Please contact them. If you have a question, please contact them today because you don't want time to pass and you don't get a chance to, you know, be able to make a final decision.
Absolutely.
All right, and so let's talk about um, what are some other notes that people may need to know? Okay, I know there's been this question, of course, about voter ID, things of that nature. Um, I know we talked about this for years now, but if someone still has a question, what do they need to know?
We always ask for a photo ID when you come to us. So if you have one, that would be great. If you don't, we have some options. We can do, we call it a provisional ballot. So
Okay.
basically, what happens is we fill out a little bit extra paperwork, and your ballot is kept with that envelope. But on that form, we have a little affidavit that basically says, "I am who I am under the penalty of perjury. I am who I
Okay.
am." So it's a good legal, and so we take that as and so those ballots are usually taken. Um, but it's just an extra protection for us and for the state. And then we'll definitely get your ballot done for you, ID. So don't let that scare you. I want you to come, and as long as you're a registered voter, we'll get you through.
All right. And
Absolutely.
also, remember to pay attention to the district, well, state representative district races. You may see that there's only one set of candidates because it depends on your district. Then there's also the JP races. Now, I want to talk a little bit about JP, the Justice of the Peace. Some people are not sure who they are, what they do. They are basically not basically, they are
Absolutely.
the members of the Quorum Court, which is essentially like the city council, but on the county level.
Exactly. It's the county governing body. So they handle emergency.
Oh,
elections, of course. So they're who I answer to on elections to a point. And there's a lot of and I'm not giving you a complete list. Anything that's in the county they handle. So it's very important group of people, and definitely can make some important decisions for you and for the county. So definitely be involved in who those people are. They have meetings every twice a month, and those goes
okay.
live stream every time as well. We would love for people to know more about it. The justice of the peace also can perform weddings. Some of them
Oh,
don't because they have full-time jobs. You can't
okay.
quite get to be able to do, but they are all able to. So it's kind of a neat. It's a neat little perk of the job is you get to go perform weddings. So,
Okay.
but they have a lot of stuff on their plate. They're important to our county for sure. So definitely know who those people are, and I think most of those are smaller campaigns, so not all of them have their own website, but I'm pretty sure they all have Facebook pages. So,
Mm,
or you can call here up at the county and get some more information.
okay. And so I noticed on my absentee ballot there was a spot that said unopposed candidates. I'm not for sure. I hope I filled it in, but if you don't fill it in, is that a huge issue?
No, we just need one person to vote on that to be able to elect all of those people that were unopposed. So I know we've had at least one person do that, so we're fine.
Okay.
That is just your opportunity. It's very right now with Arkansas law. I think probably people who voted in March remember you saw the list of every single unopposed candidate, and for the fall we did. So we were very thankful. Makes the ballot much shorter, but this year you don't get to see everyone who's unopposed, but you can vote for them. Some people know, but that's just one. You can skip it as well. It won't hurt anything. So we always have to put that on the ballot, though.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
let's get into polling locations and times.
So on election day, we are open 7:30 to 7:30. There are
Okay.
15 locations, some in Jonesboro, of course, and then some around the county. The thing to remember in these polling centers is that you can go to anyone you want to, not just your assigned one that comes on your card. You can vote anywhere you want. We have these wonderful new machines that can hold the whole county in them. So we've
Wow.
been able to expand that way. Yes, I was very pleased to be able to do that for people. So you can vote anywhere you want. The full list of those are on the county website. If you go to
Okay.
craigheadcounty.org, the election page is under the residential tab. So just look at residential and move over to elections. And I have a ton of information on those pages. So come see, talking about that skip screen. I do have a picture of that and instructions there so people can see what the screen will look like before they come here.
Okay.
And so there's lots of information there as well as my contact information. So people are very welcome to get in contact with me and ask any questions they need answered.
Okay. And then for early voting, there's only two locations. Is there only two locations?
Right.
And was that
Yes,
done
yes,
to
that's correct.
prevent?
So here's Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Go.
we usually have had we kind of did a trial run in 18 of having some early vote sites in different locations. Um, we kind of want to see how those numbers would be. We had very low numbers at those sites. So for this year, we decided it would be easier to and safer for everyone
Okay.
to be here at our annex. We have full control over the facilities, and we our maintenance director comes in early every morning and sanitizes with the sanitizing mist every morning for us. So and of course we clean throughout the day pretty regularly. So we try to keep everyone safe. It's easier to do that when it's our own facility. So we decided to keep that. And again, you can also go to Lake City at their courthouse, which is 113 Cobean in Lake City.
Okay. So have you um seen any interesting things happening? Well, interesting may not be the word.
Well, I'm thrilled. What I love is that I see every person, every age group here, every kind of diverse person, in through here, and I love to see that. I want our votes to mirror our community, and so I'm glad to see every aspect of our community come out to vote. We've had a lot of first time voters that I love to
Uh-huh.
see. I love to have that first. I'm always tempted to make a big deal, but I know they're young people and they probably get very embarrassed by someone making a big deal. I always want
Oh,
to, so I love it when we have first time voters. And I also encourage people, if they feel safe, to bring their kids with them.
okay.
I love that. I grew up watching my mom vote and getting to push buttons, and I'm going to age myself. Close the curtain with a big lever, and I love that part. But if that's how we're going to get kids to vote when they're older, is if they start loving it when they're children and going with their parents. So we definitely encourage people to come with their children if you feel safe. As I said, we're all masked up, most people are, we're cleaning like crazy, so I hope we're the safest we can be for you. So if you feel
Okay.
comfortable, bring those kiddos with you.
All right. And is there still a need for poll workers?
Actually, we are full right now, and I have a
Okay.
very long list of alternates.
That's
Craighead
wonderful.
County came. Oh my goodness. So I started getting our poll workers back in July, actually. I
Oh,
wanted to give people the option if they felt uncomfortable saying no. Because, say, look, I've got lots of time. Please, if you're going to be uncomfortable at all, I want you to go ahead and say no now. And so I did, was able to start filling those spots starting very early. And we had people coming out of the woodwork to volunteer. So I've just been thrilled. So you also see a lot of new faces this year at different polling places. So they're all getting trained, and I have no doubt it will go smoothly. But you may see a lot of new faces this year when you come to vote. So
all right. Awesome. All right. So as we're getting close to wrap up, just want to remind everyone early voting is now. And so what are the times for those two locations?
it's 8 to 6 on Monday through Friday. On the very last day of the early voting on that Monday, we will close early at 5. But on Saturdays, we're open 10 to 4. And just to let people know, if you are in line at 6 o'clock or at 5 o'clock, we will get you through to vote. So as long as you're in line, you get to vote. So don't worry
Oh,
if you see a long line and it's 2 minutes till the end, get in line anyway. We'll get you through.
okay. And again, bring a chair, bring snacks, wear comfortable shoes. Like make a day of it if you can. We hate to say it like that, but make make a day.
We our longest wait time right now has been 1 hour, right at an
Oh,
hour. So usually
okay.
we can get through 45 to 50 minutes. We've been going pretty fast and furious. So the line does it's not as long of a way as it seems, and we are definitely not like the other states and that have extremely long wait times. We're doing okay. So you may have to wait a little bit, but as I said, most we've had so far is about an hour wait.
Okay. Yeah, we've
Don't let it scare
seen.
you. Even if you get in line even behind the building, it's not going to be that long. I promise. We'll get you through as
Okay.
fast as we can.
I mean,
So,
what I would love to see, which probably I don't know if it's possible, maybe someone bring some music out, or I don't know if that's even
that would
possible.
be
Just to,
right. That would be fun. I know. I know. Somebody should bring food trucks out here, and we'll have a party around here. So that would be great. That's a
see,
wish list thing, huh?
I was gonna mention that
Yeah.
I don't know if it was
Okay.
legal for someone to set up their food truck out.
Not
Uh,
on my property, but you can always call the people who own the property across the street and set that up. So
okay, Jonesboro,
who knows?
anybody want to do a pop up? Look, ask the city
Yeah,
first. Don't take our word for it.
right. That's right. That's just our wish list. That's not us saying we can do it.
Make it a real party out there. So anyway, all right. What? Thank you so much, Miss Jennifer, for joining us. And in our last minute, any final words to our potential voters?
Come vote, come vote. We'd love to see you here.
All right. So early voting is now. Official election day is November 3rd. Um, Lake City, Jonesboro, get out and vote. Don't let the long lines deter you. People are just spaced out. Wear your protective gear, but you would not be turned away if you don't have it on. So we know that some people feel very strongly about that, and that's your choice. And so again, we at Kelly K cannot tell you who to vote for, but we do encourage you to vote. We do not support, oppose, or endorse any candidate. So we're just here to provide information. So thank you again, Miss Jennifer. Happy Friday to everyone, and good morning to Miss Brittany Lewis and everyone out there watching. Thank you for checking in. Today's an abbreviated show, so we're gonna go enjoy the rest of our Friday, whatever that looks like. And thank you everyone out there on Facebook for tuning in. So thank you, Miss Jennifer.
You.
All right, everyone have a great and happy Friday. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.